Recently, I was bullied by this person, a transgendered feminist named Charlotte Clymer on Twitter. Now, I had never actually heard of Charlotte Clymer before, although she does have a very large following on Twitter. She currently has over 154,000 followers and a Twitter verified account. I came across one of her tweets when I noticed that Johnny Depp's name was trending on Twitter. The reason is because a location manager is currently suing Johnny Depp. The location manager claims that Johnny Depp punched him after the location manager told Johnny Depp that an upcoming take would have to be the last outdoor take of the night due to a time constraint on their film permit. I came across this tweet from Charlotte Clymer saying, "Watch this gentleman settle with Johnny Depp out of court and barely get a whisper about how he's supposedly suing for fame or money. Meanwhile, Amber Heard donated her entire settlement to orgs that advocate on violence against women, and she's called greedy and fame-hungry." I responded by saying, "It's a different since Amber Heard married him, totally different situation, and I'd say Johnny Depp got a lot more negative publicity than she did in that situation." To which Charlotte Clymer responded, "Assault is different because she was his wife at the time. I hope you stub your toe barefoot at full speed on a concrete block. This is my hope for your future, sweetie." Almost immediately, I got this army of radical fembot accounts accusing me of somehow justifying abuse because Johnny Depp was married to Amber Heard. Like this one that said, "I'm sorry, does marriage justify abuse? And according to you, the abuser shouldn't get negative publicity, but the victim should?" But in reality, I didn't actually say that at all. I didn't say anything about marriage justifying abuse or that a abuser shouldn't get any negative publicity, but a victim should. I did end up deleting this tweet. I don't know if I really should have done that, but I did delete it. The reason why I deleted it was I did not like the way I was being mischaracterized as somehow saying that it was okay to abuse someone as long as you're married to them or anything like that. Well, all I meant by this, as I explained on Twitter, was that because she was married to him, the situation was more high profile, since Amber Heard is better known than the current person who is suing Johnny Depp, and thus people paid more attention to her. In addition to this, I also meant to point out that it really has nothing to do with the fact that one person is male and one person is female, as Charlotte Clymer is trying to imply. It really has nothing to do with the idea that male victims are somehow treated in a better way than female victims are. If anything, female victims of crimes like this are usually treated with greater amounts of sympathy than male victims of crimes are. I also noticed that Charlotte Clymer attacked another TV personality known as Ed the Sock. He's a Canadian TV personality. And he basically had something to say that was very similar to what I had to say. But he might have articulated it a little bit better than I did. Ed the Sock wrote, "One thing has nothing to do with the other, but I appreciate you supporting the zeitgeist of the moment by comparing two circumstances with the thinnest tissue of similarities." To which Charlotte Clymer replied, "I assume by thinnest tissue of similarities you mean Johnny Depp's skin? Thanks for playing, sweetie. You can go away now." Well, I mean, obviously both of these situations involve Johnny Depp, but the issue is, going beyond that, there isn't that much of a similarity. Then Ed the Sock stated, "I mean, there are ample differences between Amber Heard's retracted claims that were heavily disputed by witnesses and the man who has witnesses to him being assaulted by Depp. Isn't one size fit all. Go that route and it will hurt victims eventually, okay?" Ed the Sock then stated, "Having a Twitter tete-a-tete with Hillary Rodham Clinton comms person CM Clymer, who I think sees me as some alt-right stormtrooper unaware of the constant support I gave Hillary Rodham Clinton against that imbecile in the Oval Office. Disagree once, you're an enemy. This is how the left loses." He has a good point. I'm not really so sure that Charlotte Clymer is a really good spokesperson for feminism or LGBT activism. Her LinkedIn profile does say that she is the press secretary for the Rapid Response Wing of the Human Rights Commission, the country's largest LGBT advocacy group. But when you Google her, it also reveals that she has a long history of bullying people, and I don't know if using a bully as your spokesman is such a good idea for your cause. She recently transitioned into being a woman. She used to be a man named Charles Clymer. When she was a man, she had a well-known pro-feminist Facebook page. According to this article, the Facebook page that he started, Women for Equality, is now basically defunct, and he was accused of bullying a lot of women on this Facebook page. Now, I don't know all the details about this, but frankly, it wouldn't surprise me given the way he seems to, or she now seems to be very willing to bully people all the time on Twitter. Also, this article from Feminist Current that talks about when Charlotte Clymer declared herself a woman in January of 2018 describes her as an exiled male feminist. Still, it seems as though there are a lot of Twitter feminists willing to defend what she says, like this person, for example.
Right, sweetie. You're totally right. One day, you'll show everyone that you're the only reasonable person on the internet.
And of course, I wasn't claiming that I was the only reasonable person on the internet. I was simply saying that it wasn't reasonable to misconstrue what I said as claiming that anybody should be abused for any reason. So if you like this video, go ahead and give it a like, and if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel, click the bell icon, select all notifications, join the Zork Army, and together we shall take over the world. I upload 5 videos a month. You can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at ZorkMid123.